talk to me first about, your results are another record now in 2024, and I imagine that just continues through the end of the year. Are you going to post the best year you ever have?
But so far, it seems like it. It seems that we are going to be, again, on a record high, as you said, now in terms of deliveries, in terms of operating profit, and also, for sure, in terms of turnover. What we're always looking into is not running for the peaks. We are looking into the fact that we need to have a solid order bank, which should last between 1 and 1.5 years. And this is paramount for the success also for the year 2025. And also, on the other hand, we have good or very high residual values, which is now giving us the peace of mind that the things are going into the right direction. And last but not least is the fact that we have a balanced distribution over the major regions in this world. And not to forget that now we have the youngest lineup in terms of products we have ever had in the history of Lamborghini, and also, in my opinion, the best one.
Yeah, you are sold out, I think, at least until the end of 2026, so I can't buy a new Lamborghini. That's part of the reason why prices in the aftermarket are even higher than MSRP. Are you planning a fourth model? You've previously shown the Asteria concept, PHEV. It paves the way for a front-engine competitor to Ferrari's GT vehicles. Is that on the cards?
But our idea is to have the 3 cars we have today as plug-in hybrids, which is the first step of our strategy we call Cortauri. So to have more performance by less CO2 emissions. And by the end of this decade, we are looking into a fourth model, which we showed already as a concept car last year in Pebble Beach, the Lanzador. And this is something which is going to happen by the end of this decade and will be the first full electric car. And I think as an add-on, this could be a good step for us in terms of closing the circle, because a GT car, this is what it is now, an elevated GT car, so a 2-door 2+2, is what is missing today in the lineup of Lamborghini.
Really curious about how you would categorize what's happening with hybrids right now. If you think about the demand moving forward, how much of it is coming from the U.S.? How excited are U.S. consumers? Where is the hesitancy? To what extent do you believe that this could be the model of the future?
I think we are very well positioned with the plug-in hybrids. The important thing is that you have to keep the promise, being us, a car manufacturer which is not selling mobility but dreams. On one hand side, the design has always to be new. We have cutting-edge technology, and we have to keep the promise that this generation is more performing than the generation before. And at the same time, we are emitting less CO2 emissions. If this comes together, and this is happening, then the customers buy in, and this is equally distributed into the regions of the world. And we are very carefully looking into it, and the US is by far the biggest market we have. And now I'm here in southern Florida, and Florida is the second largest in the U.S. So it's important to be here as often as we can.
Being the biggest market that you have, I wonder how you're preparing for looming tariffs. I realize that your product is at a price level which makes buyers maybe slightly less elastic, but are you importing, for example, more cars now to get in under the wire? Did people make more purchase decisions post-election due to the certainty?
No, we are doing business as we know it. We are for a free trade world, and we are not, let's say, doing speculations about the future. We do our job, and we are here to stay.
Speaking of challenges, I also want to talk about your parent company, because, of course, Volkswagen is pushing for factory closures, wage cuts, layoffs in Germany to improve profitability. How will the cuts impact you and the synergies that you enjoy with Volkswagen?
But you know, the Volkswagen Group is very good in dealing with brands. So we have our responsibility in terms of, for sure, the operating profit. We have our responsibility of research and development, producing cars, and also selling cars. So there is no effect or no negative effect on our plans for the future in the Volkswagen Group.